So 85 to 87, I was with a company called Uptron. The chief of Uptron was a friend of mine. He had a unit in the same place where Bell is located. And he said, you give me 2 years and sort out this company of mine, Uptron Powertronics. So 1985 to 1987, I was with Uptron Powertronics. I sorted out that company, made it profitable, also made a new building for them. And I think July or August, I left them, September 1987. Sanjay Trehan was the son of the owner of a company called McAster. He used to come to me in Bell and walk into my office, young boy. And they represented Indian Telephone Industries for a new Thomson CSF exchange that had come to India. So he was sitting, he came and saw me in my house and said, why don't you join my father's company? Because they are looking for somebody to get into new projects. So I joined McAster in September 1987. I was not very really happy with the company. I didn't like the boss, that is Sanjay's father, who owned that company. And the only thing I did was I started for them a very nice manufacturing unit in Srinagar. Then, of course, in 1990, trouble started in Kashmir, and we had to close down that factory. Then I left them in, I think, 1991. And I started, myself and Sanjay, we started a company called SM Creative Electronics. So it became Sanjay Mani SM Creative Electronics. We registered in 1992, hired a horrible place in Narayana and started working from there. There is hardly any investment. Sanjay had a fight with his father, and Sanjay and I both left McAster at the same time. And then we started this company, SM Creative. And we started in a horrible place on first floor in Delhi. 1994, we wanted to build a factory, and for that we needed somewhere in Gurgaon. So I went to Chandigarh. I told the head of their Hartran, Haryana Electronics Corporation, that you owe me one plot in Gurgaon. He was shocked. Owe you? Why? I said, I started in Panchkula, in Haryana, the first big industry. I started a unit of Bell in Panchkula. He called his executive director and said, give Karun Saab any plot in Electronic City, Gurgaon, that he puts his hand on. So we got a plot, and then we built a factory there. A friend and a colleague of mine in Bell, Colonel H.K.R. Anand, a civil engineer who built all the factories of Bell. So I requested him, and he built a very nice factory for us in Gurgaon. In the meantime, we were still living in Janakpuri, and I used to come from Janakpuri to Gurgaon. Then we had a theft in our house in Janakpuri. They took away all our jewelry, cash from our house. And your Dadi, who never wanted to shift from that house, although we were all, myself and Chaudhry, we were all keen to shift, she was not keen to shift. And that place had become unlivable because of a very lot of traffic on the road outside. Eventually, after that theft, Madhu said, yes, we can now leave this place. So in 1996, we started looking for a place in Gurgaon, and we saw this present flat. And the moment we came inside, there's so much light, bright. Madhu said, this is our place. And she didn't want on any floor other than the lowest floor because she didn't want to go in a lift. She hated going in lifts. We bought this present flat where we're living. And we shifted here in November 1996. 96 onwards, when we shifted here, there were very few residents here, about 11 or 12 families. And there were only two buildings then, our Heights and Rakshak. The third building came much later. We were very close to each other, very good friends and very good social life. We used to play rummy. We had a group of 3 families, 6 people. So 3 times a week we used to play rummy. So we had, from start away, we had very good social life here. That factory was running. I used to go there every day.
So you were working full time?
I didn't have to, but I used to go every day. I was the chairman and Sanjay was the MD of this company.
And what were you making? What was the company manufacturing?
This company was in telecom, but we were not very successful in telecom. That was a loss-making thing. So I suggested that we go into manufacture of power supplies, high-end power supplies, which go into aircraft, which go into military equipment, goes into torpedoes, goes into submarines. So we started a very good unit to manufacture. And after that, the telecom work more or less, after a lot of losses, we left that work and we now are concentrating only on manufacture of power supplies. So about 5 years ago, I became chairman emeritus. So after that, I go there maybe once in a month.
And now is it a successful company?
Company is doing well.
It's doing well?
Company is doing well. And I go there even now, once in a couple of months. But since this Corona, Sanjay said, sir, you don't come here now till this Corona goes. We used to go on holidays and we was to go to Kamal. He was in Bhopal first. So we used to go to Bhopal for 3-4 months. After that, Kamal shifted to Indore. Then we used to go to Indore. And more or less, other than Vancouver, our holidays were going to Kamal mostly. And of course, we used to go to Vancouver very often. You were born in
1991.
91. Then I think we went there in 1992 and rolled you down a hill.
I remember that.
And you said, I don't like Dadima and Dadaji. Our trips to Vancouver used to be very, very enjoyable. I think we used to go almost every alternate year. And we went to holidays, Sunshine Coast, number of times, Okanagan, went to Calgary. Then we had 2 houseboat holidays. Vijay was the captain. And you say, Captain Dudu. And those are very, very good holidays, those houseboat holidays. Our trips to Canada were really, really enjoyable. We used to stay there for 3 months. Dadi was there. We used to visit every alternate year.
Mhm.
Then unfortunately, in 2011, she left me. And then after that, I was going every year to Vancouver for the next 3 or 4 years. That year, after all the ceremonies, I accompanied Neera and Pinky to Vancouver. I was alone, so that was not very good. But otherwise, my life in social life was good. There are 3 of us who have been walking together every morning for now, I think 11 or 12 years or more. And we call ourselves 3 idiots. We still walk together every morning, 3 idiots. And in the evenings, we have a group called Rocking Seniors. So we sit, now even we sit down in the lawn every evening for about 1 hour and walk in the morning. So in the meantime, in 2016, Kamal took us to Punch, my hometown. From here to Chandigarh. Chandigarh, we picked up Sarla, and then we used to stop every 200-300 kilometers, and eventually we reached Punch town to our own home, which is still there. It's made of this thing, chisel stone walls. It was nostalgic and a beautiful holiday, and we stayed. The house of the Maharaja Punch, Raja Punch, is now the mess of the brigade. So we stayed in the brigade mess. They gave us 2 beautiful rooms in that palace, and it was a really enjoyable trip.
You had a major heart surgery, didn't you?
Yeah,
When was
in
that?
2000. In 2000.
What happened?
You see, what happened was, when I was in Janakpuri, I used to go there for a long morning walk. There also in a group. And by the time I came back, I used to have some sort of a feeling in my chest. So I thought there was something wrong. I had a minor heart attack also while swimming in the Dholakua swimming pool. That was very minor. We immediately went to the military hospital, and in a couple of days they discharged me. This was in 1985. There was an incident, but it was very minor, and after that, we just forgot about it. But then I knew there was something wrong because I was to get tired in the morning walks. So in 2000, I went to that famous hospital. Name, forgotten.
That's okay.
Where India's best heart surgeon started later on, this Medanta. He was the chief there. The head of the physician department, he was a surgeon. He told me there's nothing wrong with you. I said, no, there is something wrong with me. You please carry out my angiography. When he did the angiography, he said, I'm sorry to tell you that all your 3 arteries are blocked. So you have to go for a bypass. So in 2000, I went for a bypass. I think Vijay and Neera came from Canada. I recovered very fast from that. There was no problem for the next 14, 15 years.
How long were you and Dadima married for before she passed? How long had you guys been married?
We were married in 1953. We were engaged for 2 years, 51 to 53. So we married in 53 and we were together 58. Our 50th anniversary was a grand occasion. Everybody was there. We had a very, very big show arranged by all the 3 children. They paid for it in a club next door. If you recall, they celebrated my 90th birthday in a huge show.
Yeah,
remember?
I remember.
And they gave me very nice gifts. Neera made this thing, album and 2 family trees, one of Mummy and one of my family. All my friends were there.
It was really special. Everyone was there. All the grandchildren, all your kids.
Everyone. And one great grand.
And Desmond, yeah, great grandchild. Yeah, it was such a special day.
Another thing I'd like to mention is we had a group of EME officers who used to meet once every month for 30 years. And every month it used to be alternately in everybody's house. To start with, we were, I think, 12 or 13 of us. We carried on this group for 30 years. Then what happened now? Suddenly, people started going up, one after the other. And eventually, this group more or less packed up about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But whoever are left, we still meet once in a while. And I was the senior most living officer. So I was a big shot there.
You've lived through so much. And now that we've, talked about your whole entire life, do you have any, when you look back at your life, what are some of the things you're most proud of?
My best regret is losing my wife. Highlights, there are many highlights. I think my whole life has been a highlight. I was born in a family where we were treated like princes. I never met failure in my life. I built 3 factories for them. I think my whole life, and I think it is more chance that guides your life. You get opportunities are thrown your way. It is not that you are somebody special, but I think chance or luck, whatever you call it, guides your entire life. And my life has been full of good things. I've got a wonderful family. I got a son, using the army term, who bullshits me, but also is very concerned and looks after. So both Rinku and Kamal have been really being my strength and my saviors, I would say. I have got a wonderful family. They're all doing well in life.
Thank you, Dada.
For all your effort. And
I very much enjoyed hearing all of your life and all the stories. I really enjoyed it.
So Alicia, thank you. I think at least my family will enjoy seeing my life story.
Yeah, definitely.